Hey Cancer, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. We're going to do your end of November check-in here, mid-November to end of November as the light clicks back on. I have a light bulb that keeps flicking at me. So, we have got the 10 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. Okay, anything that has felt hard, anything that you have been kind of muscling through, I feel like there's something that kind of collaboration, some kind of teamwork, some kind of thing that like you finally are like, oh, there it is, because then it's the 6 of Wands. Something becomes easier, something becomes more valid and recognizing and stuff. And then with this Page of Cups, it does let you kind of close out because you're kind of done with, because then you have the Page and then you have the Queen of Cups here. Also, water sign, it's you. So with this Page of Cups, the Page of Cups is a young energy. There's like a student aspect to it. It doesn't have to be formally in school, but there could have been something you were learning about life, about job, a new skill, whatever it could be. But with the world, it's like, it's time. It's time to move on up here, Cancer. And with this Queen of Cups, there you are. So there is kind of like you have a good connection to this stuff, whatever you're doing. I don't really get a lot of love stuff because the Page of Cups and Queen of Cups is more about you with the water sign business. But what is this Queen of Cups about? Okay, you want it to be a side quest. Okay, 9 of Pentacles, yes. So you have the Ace of Pentacles with the 10 of Swords. You kicked it off with the 10 of Wands, and now you have the 10 of Swords. So there is stuff that's wrapping up. I view sometimes the swords as lessons. So if we are going from some kind of student aspect, like they weren't the easy peasy lessons, okay? Because you have the 10 of Wands back here, and then you have the 10 of Swords there. So I'm not saying it's all been like a cakewalk or you've really enjoyed all this learning that you've done, but it's paid off, okay? You kind of have a little more focus. You have a little bit more, it doesn't have to be like realization, but there is something where you see the dots connecting easier, faster, better. And this is definitely about you. So, you know, with this 9 of Pentacles energy, there is something that you've leveled up. And I want to see what this world is. So when Cancers move, 5 of Swords. For me, there's a level of having to prove yourself. There could have been competition in some way where it's like, you know, oh great, now I have to like do all this stuff. But with the 10 of Swords there, you have the 5 to the 10. So obviously something doubled. I feel like that'll move quick if there is any of that business because you hit the end of it like very quickly. And then the 7 of Wands. Yeah, I think boundaries are going to be important. Anyone trying to hitch their wagon to your star, that kind of situation where people are like, oh yeah, I'm just going to be BFF with Cancer now because they've put all this time in it. Because, I mean, with getting the 6 of Wands back here, people can be like, oh yeah, hey Cancer, you're looking good. And then you have to be like, you know, like, and that could kind of be, I hate to say watch out for the haters, but watch out for the people that like give like backhanded compliments or they undercut things where they're like, oh, well, that wasn't that great. And you're like, okay, whatever. You know, like any kind of people that talk like that, keep your eyes peeled for it. Now with this Ace of Pentacles, let's talk about that because that is some good stuff. The Strength. Hey. There's just, and you're just very emboldened in some way. Something that gives you a lot of reinforcement, a lot of like mojo. I feel like you really can't be messed with. Yeah, there's some kind of perspective that you've shifted. If anything, people get annoyed that you're not staying in the same place or staying the same way. Because that usually chaps people's biscuits real hard. When you're like, wait, no, you're not staying in my narrow perception of you. Sorry. So with this 7 of Wands, how is Cancer going to handle kind of drawing the line, making the boundaries? You really are kind of figuring out who's the ride or dies. Who's the, you know, the people in for the penny and for the pound. Anyone that's a distraction, anyone that is kind of like I said, the people that are hitching their wagon to you, like because like, oh, I'm going to get on Cancers. No, they're not. Cancer said no. So there is an element of that. It's like I just pick up the kind of the vibe where you're like, yeah, I don't know about that. So That's what I mean. Like, watch the people that are like, act real, oh, this is so great, Cancer. And then behind your back, you find out that they're like, oh, I can't believe Cancer. You know, those people. Any kind of duplicitousness, any kind of a little like saying one thing, doing another, you're keeping your eyes peeled. So, what about this? It was the rose that wanted to go, but it didn't. So for Cancer with the Oracle Sun, opportunities, things kind of coming out, realizations. Ooh, happy. Yeah, so this combo never comes out, but it is the man, the woman, and the bouquet. So there's some kind of offers, relationships, etc. There's only a guy and a girl in this deck, so it's not about the gender, it's about the energy of people could be trying to come together, or you're kind of hearing about other people kind of and what they're doing. It doesn't have to be a direct relationship, but the bouquet is an offer. And let's see, what about this? You have the train track and the shepherd. I think you're not rushing into stuff because the train track is being kind of methodical. You have it, trains have a schedule, trains have a track, you don't go off the track, you try to stay on schedule, like all that kind of stuff. And the shepherd is like, I'll wait and see. I'll get involved if I have to, but if there ain't a problem, I'm not jumping in, you know? Eyes on your own flock. Now, what about, I'm getting nosy about this. There is like a wait and see energy. It's like, are you allowed in? Nah. It's like you have like a little spiritual bouncer at this point. Someone's been having a good time. I'm not saying anyone's like, it's not cheating or anything like that, but it's more of like, you know, people want you to be like, Cancer, let's go have a good time. And you're like, I have stuff to do. Yeah, like, okay, cool, but I have stuff to do. Like I said, that somebody wants you to stay in a idea or a perception, but you're taking the nudges. This is the clover. There's like little lucky stuff that kind of pops up. That kind of is the validation, the kind of nudges. What can Cancer look for with that? The rose. So with roses, you had to prune them, so it almost looks like they're dead. You know, you're like, I have killed this thing. But in actuality, it's able to grow back bigger, better, stronger, and more beautiful. So with the thorns and the prettiness, there's like a duality to things. And I think with that, you're seeing it and you're aware of it. Because like I said, it's a very clear, like, I've leveled up. I don't have to prove myself. No one gets access to me unless I want that to be. But if anyone tells you like, oh, you're not having fun, I wouldn't sweat it, because you do have kind of a bigger thing going that you're aware of. And you're like, I get it. So Cancer, that's what I have for the rest of November, and I'll talk to you later.